Welcome to Story Ideas on the Fly, where we pick a prompt out of our hat and try to develop it. Today we have a guest with us.
I'm the cameraman.
Yes, and since Daniel isn't here, we made him join us. All right.
Daniel's here. We're switching places basically.
Yeah, Daniel's being our cameraman. So let's see what we've got today. An archaeologist seeking the cause of ancient civilization's fall finds that his own civilization may soon share the same fate.
Ooh. So, should we go with a magical, sci-fi, or modern interpretation of this?
Any of them. So what would make
fun?
Because things that cause a society to fall, well, there are two ways you can do it.
You can have a giant monster.
Yeah, giant monster,
Kaiju style.
magical calamity, something like that.
Ooh.
Rare. Godzilla destruction. Insert.
Yeah, no, that would be.
Or you
'Cause
could
he has
have
a
a
weird
cosmic
That's the same
problem.
category.
Okay, fine.
Or the internal thing where you have some kind of problem that is just the society falls apart from within. Those are your two main options.
Okay.
If you're going to have something where it falls apart from within, you need a reason that it's falling apart. Like maybe there's a god of destruction that is that infiltrated and destroyed the world and is now in, it's about to be elected president or something.
If we said in modern day, this is just going to be a political book. Hey guys, look at what's happened to so many ancient civilizations. Look what we're doing now. So let's set it either.
Let's make it cataclysmic.
Either make it kind of
Sci-fi or fantasy?
Sci-fi, fantasy, or dystopian.
If we go with dystopian, then that would be the kind where we're going with the internal problems. If we're going sci-fi, we could go either way. If we're going fantasy, we should probably go with the cataclysmic thing.
Yeah, I
have no problem doing this modern. I just wouldn't. If I was going to do that, I'd do a monster or a.
I'd rather go dystopian personally, just because then you could do something, and it could be kind of post-apocalyptic. And so this guy is going back looking into why did society...
But if it's post-apocalyptic, has society been rebuilt enough to actually be destroyed?
Okay. Yes, so post-apocalyptic, but well after the apocalypse, so that the society's been all built back up, and they think we have now created the perfect society, which, every dystopian just about thinks they have. And then he's going, wait, we're headed for the same fate.
So, what caused the end of the world? Rabies.
If you go with that, then that means a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, I actually did make a zombie apocalypse where it was, guess what if humans got rabies and it affected them like it does like dogs and stuff? Zombies.
Might, but
you could actually do this as a zombie apocalypse if you, depending on how serious versus how comic, you could do this as a zombie apocalypse and what brought the zombies in before and going, oh no, we're going to bring the zombies back.
Well, the thing is that the problem with apocalypse is zombies wouldn't stand a chance against us. The only time I've made a zombie.
Normally the cameraman.
The only time I've actually made a zombie apocalypse where it actually made sense that the zombies managed to win against us, it wasn't the zombies that killed us, it was our own fear of the zombies.
Okay.
The zombies themselves, they didn't stand a chance. We had guns, we had axes, we had all kinds of means to kill them. But the absolute fear we had over the zombies ended up leading us to self-destruct.
Psychological horror.
Yeah,
that lends itself a lot to psychological horror.
Okay, so which one do we want to go with? Because,
I don't know. If I were writing this just myself, I'd probably go with a doomsday monster. But if we want to go
Godzilla, that makes zombies. Rabies Godzilla. Just saying.
Okay, maybe we should leave him outside of the frame.
All right. So which one are we gonna go with?
Let's go with the zombies and fear of the zombies, because if the zombies took over the first time and what killed humanity wasn't the zombies themselves but the fear of the zombies, then you could set up a new dystopian world where
they're using zombies in order to say you need to follow all these rules so that the zombies don't get you.
yeah, where they're specifically they're so afraid of the zombies that they've set things up so that no zombies will ever attack again. But that's actually what killed society the first time. It wasn't the zombies themselves, it was the measures to keep the zombies from killing humanity.
Okay.
If you go with something like that, then that would mean that your hero is an archaeologist, probably with a group to try to protect him in case there are zombies.
He also might have
right?
dabble in history, like has a friend who's a historian or something.
Probably. And so he's
I like
looking
the
through
word
these
historian.
zombies,
It's so
through these
historian.
remains, and he's
Historical,
finding.
historical.
Wait,
No,
most of
it's
these people didn't die from
historian.
zombie attacks. Most of these people died from stuff like stampedes, trying to get material, resources because they thought that they were going out, or from them poisons in the food supply because they were scared that zombies were there, and so they kept poisoning everything around it, which caused the poison to get into the
Well,
food.
you know, this is
Or-
an interesting thing. A lot of times people, in the attempt to prevent something, cause it.
Mhm.
For example, when the pioneers went out west, they were a lot of them were killed by cholera. And so what they would do is they didn't want to drink the water in the river because it could have cholera. So they would dig wells that and go, oh well, now these wells, it will be filtered some by the earth. And when they first dug it and drank out of it,
It was fine,
it
but
was
the
fine.
wells
But then
were
the
stagnant water, and that made cholera worse.
So then the people though that came after think, oh, the wells are cleaner because it's got the water coming through the earth filtering it, but it's stagnant water. And so the thing that they thought was protecting them was actually making them sicker.
Mhm.
So we could do something like that. So what would they be doing to keep the zombies away that is so bad? And I would, if I were doing this, because I'd like to get into the dystopian aspect. We all know I like to write dystopians.
No, really?
really.
I never would have
Yeah,
guessed. I
dystopians are
never would have guessed.
shit.
I had zero context clues. Zero. None. None.
Hilarious.
Nine.
Right. So anyway, since I like to write dystopians, I would actually put whoever's doing this over the city now, actually knowing
Mhm.
that some of these things are going to mass kill off people, because you get a lot of people and they go, okay, the too big of a population is hard to control. And so they're purposely trying to do these things, and they're trying to pick off specific people.
And then
that
if
they
something
don't like.
happens, they just go, "Oh, it was the zombies."
Yes, it was the zombies.
It was the zombies' fault. The zombies got him.
It's better to do this. We might lose a few, but it's better than if the zombies came back. And everything is, if the zombies came back.
Oh no, our political opponent was, tragically killed by a zombie.
Wow.
Wow.
Great job, Secret
I'm
Service.
pretty sure that makes zero sense because
Not political.
had a bunch of people protecting him that each one could have easily killed 3 zombies on their own, but wow, a zombie just happened to manage to get him.
Well, it wouldn't
We're not
have
trying to get political,
necessarily
but
have
yes.
to be a zombie. Well, all dystopians have some element of political.
This is true.
But it doesn't have to. They don't have to say the zombie got him. Oh yeah, well, he was a casualty of whatever
Of this measure, but the measure was
it's still
necessary to keep the zombies. Yes.
Okay.
Down boy.
All right.
So how would we do?
I prefer cats.
So
I like both,
measures
but-
would keep zombies at bay.
Well, if you want actual
Poison.
measures that would
Gun.
keep zombies away, the answer is make a fence.
Okay, but what would a dystopian society do to keep zombies out?
Electrical fence.
Okay, you could do things like
No. You build a wall and make the zombies pay for it.
good idea. Okay.
I hate tax.
Seriously, though, how do we
okay.
get...
Well, you could do things. One, I would think that they would have very high taxes because they have to
Tax the zombies.
because they have to take all these measures. They have to do all.
I'm gonna
these
add
things.
tax the zombies to the
I do like the
description.
idea of poisoning, using
Yes,
a lot of poison to keep the
'cause-
zombies out, but the poison actually,
But the
seeps
problem
into
is that
food
the humans
supplies and-
that the zombies actually have a slower metabolism, so they don't actually get the poison
or
affecting them
some
nearly
kind
as
of
quickly as humans.
injections, inoculations, or you must drink these
No, yeah, you
things
could
and things
actually
like
have
that.
stuff like, what if they tried to make a zombie vaccine, but if it's
Well,
similar to
you-
rabies,
okay.
rabies is really hard to actually properly treat. So you might actually just end up infecting people to become zombies.
Or even
Comment your ideas below.
or even if you
Smooth segue.
Very sweet.
or even if you said something like okay, you have to
He sounds like he's
tripped.
laughing.
I tripped.
Man, we are hardly getting any ideas from this because we just keep getting distracted by Joe.
everyone must take this this elixir,
Mhm.
just like if you eat enough garlic it will keep mosquitoes away. And
Yeah.
so they tell you, if you take enough of this whatever elixir
Yeah.
that we give you, then it will make it so that it's a zombie repellent, but you have to keep
Yeah.
so much of it in your system. But they can spike this,
Yeah.
if they desire
Everyone
to
knows
get
the
rid of
zombies
people,
smell your
they
brains
can...
through your ears, so wear gun muffs. I mean, sure, that actually doesn't help you because zombies don't smell your brain through your ears.
Well,
There's
They
that,
can't
and
smell. They're dead.
Well, and if you
They're too
have
busy
something
smelling
like,
themselves.
if you said something like, "Oh, this specific substance repels zombies," there would be people who would take that too far on
yeah.
their own and go,
Right.
"Oh no, we're scared of the zombies," and
Mhm.
this saves me. So they'd be bathing in it every day,
they
and then
overdose.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could
So,
have a lot of
You could play with the dystopia. So we've got some idea of who our villain. Our villain is the leaders of the dystopian
Yeah.
society. We've
your
got
hero's
our problem.
the archaeologist who I assume who's
Yes. So we've
who's
got our
investigating
hero.
this.
Right, and he's
Now,
gonna
We
figure
why
don't
does your
necessarily need a love interest, alright?
Hold on.
We don't
Now
necessarily.
wait.
Yes, we do.
Now
Yes, we do.
before
yes,
we
we
get
do.
there,
yes,
though.
we do.
Now
Joe,
your
half the
hero.
people here are girls. Of course, we need a love interest.
Now your archaeologist would. I don't imagine the leader of this society would want this archaeologist to actually look into and get
Right.
the right information. So why is the archaeologist investigating this? And how is that affected? What is the leader's reaction to this? Is he investigating it on his own? Is he investigating it because he was investigating something else and went, "Hey, wait, this doesn't quite line up with what we were taught. Something's off." And the leader says, "Oh, no, it's all taking, keep investigating the things I tell you to and keep reporting the things I tell you to." Or is your hero investigating it on his own, or is he investigating something else that causes him to make these discoveries?
I kind of like the idea of him looking at the previous society because he's specifically wanting to go, okay, what kind of measures did they use against zombies? What worked? What didn't? What was more trouble than it was worth? What blah 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 blah. And then while he was looking into this, he started finding more and more cases of, okay, well, this one what did actually help, but these 47 actually made the problem worse.
I think he also needs a friend, and this could be the love interest. All right, this could be the love interest with a girl that's scientist. He needs a scientist
Mm-hmm.
because when he's starting to dig things up, and he would know scientists because when he's
Yeah.
digging things up, I mean, there could be things where he finds old valves of things or things.
No better
obviously
time for
they've
romance
dried
than the
up.
apocalypse.
It's post-apocalypse, and yes, people still fall in love when there's an
Best
apocalypse
time,
going on.
though.
All
I mean, I
right.
did make Romeo and Juliet in an apocalypse one time, so.
All right. So we have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
We have a setting.
Potential for a love
We
story.
have a villain. We have a hero. We have a potential for a love story here. Do we think this is writable?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, who
I
would do
think
this one?
so.
Okay, this is me because we're getting dystopian.
I have trouble with politics. I don't think I could do this
would
one.
enjoy this one. About any time you get
Come
into
up with
anything
some ideas
dystopian.
for stuff that would make it so that it's completely useless to fight these zombies the way they're doing it, though. For example, one thing you could do is actually something stolen from The Last of Us, but in it, the zombies were actually caused by a fungus, and one of the things they were trying to do to fight them was make a vaccine. You can't make a vaccine against a fungus. That's not how that works.
Uh-huh.
Sounds interesting.
Logic.
No, I could definitely see that. I could see.
Logic.
I think it could be a very interesting story. It could make a lot of
I am using logic.
useful, important, but statements without getting overly political. And I think it's a very, very cool
I think
idea.
it's doable. I think it'd be fun to write. All right, well,
Yep.
we'd love to hear your comments. What would you do with the prompt? And don't forget to put prompts in our hat.
Make sure to tell him to go in down boy.
Do you prefer me as the cameraman?
I'll see you.